If you recently bought on internet or in retail stores Li-ion batteries for your portable appliances like drills or lawn movers, and after taking delivery you got a lingering feeling that you had been cheated in regard to the battery capacity, this video could help you to somewhat clear up such murky matters. I will try to explain in simple terms with only elementary math how to estimate the capacity of battery you may fancy buying. By comparing this figure with the one stated by the seller, you would be able to avoid paying the premium for some piece of hardware junk. First, request the dimensions and mass of the battery. Such parameters are very rarely indicated in battery descriptions from the seller. Second, you should calculate battery's energy capacity parameter, which also is rather unlikely to be given in explicit form, in watt-hours by multiplying capacity in ampere-hours by the nominal voltage. If you consider buying a battery of 7.5 amp-hours and 21 volts, its capacity in watt-hours will be 7.5 times 21, 157.5 watt-hours. It is a reasonable capacity for a lawn mower. If it happens to have a 500-watt motor, which during cutting a typical young lawn grass would consume on average 300 watts, such a battery will be able to power it for half an hour, but it will be unlikely to sustain even for 5 minutes the high currents necessary to power a 1000-watt motor consuming from 600 to 800 watts necessary to tackle overgrown tall weeds. Having all the data available, I am going to make some simple calculations to decide whether the specified battery parameters are to be trusted. In what follows, I will assume that Li-ion battery belongs to one of the two most widely used types, either NMC or LFP. Suppose that the seller told you that the dimensions of the battery are 170 and 28 mm, 4, 2.8 and 1.1 inches respectively. To calculate volume in liters, dimensions have to be divided by 100 to convert to decimeters. Volume equals 0.2 liters or 12.3 cubic inches. Taking into account that the plastic casing of the battery has thickness of at least 2 mm, 0.08 inches, one should calculate net useful volume of the battery. As a rule of thumb, for wall thickness of 2 mm and for batteries with smallest dimension in the range of from 25 to 30 mm, and if both of the other dimensions are larger than 50 mm, one should reduce the gross volume by from 27 to 35%. Let's take a round figure of 30%. The net volume is about 0.14 liters or 8.7 cubic inches. Volumetric energy density of good NMC batteries is 500 watt-hour per liter, 8.2 watt-hour per cubic inch. But most likely the battery would be of LFP type because they are cheaper and less prone to catching fire due to overcharging. They have density of from 350 to 400 watt-hour per liter, from 5.9 to 6.55 watt-hour per cubic inch. To get an estimate of energy capacity of the battery, we just multiply net volume by the density. Capacity equals 56 watt-hours. Given that seller claims on his site that the battery has energy capacity of 157.5 watt-hours, we can easily see that he is a cheat and in order to attract buyers has inflated the real capacity almost threefold. Even if instead of 30% we took the reduction factor to be just 25%, corresponding to the wall thickness of about 1.7 mm, we would get the calculated capacity of 60 watt-hours. That is nowhere near the promised 157. It doesn't take a scientist to conclude that a lawn mower with battery capacity of 55 watt-hours is useless as a tool for cutting normal grass. If its motor would consume 300 watts, such battery would last less than 12 minutes, and any lawn mower having a motor that cannot deliver more than 100 watts of mechanical power should be considered a toy. To confirm our suspicions, let's try another, slightly simpler method. Weight of the battery, according to the seller, is 0.31 kilograms. As in the case of volume, we should reduce it somewhat to get the net weight. The weight of 2 mm casing will be about from 15 to 20% of the total weight. Percentage is smaller than that for volume, because density of plastic is about half of the density of batteries proper. Net weight is at most 0.264 kilograms. Weight density of NMC Li-ion batteries is 250 watt-hours per kilogram. For LFP, it is in the range of from 150 to 200 watt-hours per kilogram. As before, we will base our calculations on the LFP type. Capacity equals 53 watt-hours. The result is close to our first estimate, but it is even further removed from the magic number of 157.5. Two different methods have given results which differ by less than 10%. It can be considered a good enough accuracy because we couldn't be sure about the thickness of the plastic walls, volume and weight of electronic components. Besides, if Li-ion cells inside the casing happen to be of cylindrical shape, all the reduction factors used above would go up at least 60%, and instead of 55 watt-hours, we would end up with estimates in the 35 to 40 watt-hour range. The last figure rings more true for me because it's just the typical energy capacity of batteries coming with drills and other portable equipment of well-known Western brands, and in this last case, the cheating factor will be 4 instead of 3. Another indirect but sure sign of dealing with scammers is the absence of labels with the specifications on the battery itself and on the piece of equipment it is a part of. The device you are going to buy should have model number, and that number should be present on the seller's side or printed warranty card as well as on the casing of the thing itself. Otherwise, you will get just a cheap device with peeled off labels for double or triple the price, and no amount of swearing and complaints would make the seller return your money. I became victim of 2 similar cheats in the summer. Both of them offered 21-24 volts batteries with wonderful capacity of 7.5 amp hours. In the last 6 months, the number of sites offering such batteries has at least tripled, and of course, all those lawn movers do not have model numbers. The business seems to be booming. Most likely, all of them have a single real owner. Administration of AliExpress could long ago have closed this loophole if they wanted to, by giving buyers the right to return any battery-powered tools which arrive with no labels on, or with generic labels without model numbers. As regards the lawn movers I bought, they both came with 150-200 watt motors, although their sellers promised at least 1000 watt. In the feedback of their customers, one can read that a single charging is enough for the device to work for about 40 minutes. If energy capacity of the battery is 53 watt-hours, this gives average mechanical power of 80 watt. This only confirms the already stated opinion that such things should be classified as toys. Before I go, I would like to thank the 2 scammers who most likely are just 2 aliases of the same person who sold me 2 $40 toy devices for $100 by promising a too good to be true battery and powerful motors. You can see their googly-gook names on the screen. This disgraceful story served as a catalyst for creation of this video with the aim to make life harder for such human scum. One of the ironical moments of the whole situation is that there are many honest sellers on AliExpress who offer basically the same lawn movers at the real price under the true names and with all labels in order. But by being honest, they manage to attract about 5 customers a month and work with low margins at that. The cheats who sell the same goods with peeled off labels under false inflated specifications and without model numbers and with margin of at least 70% according to the sites sell at least 3 times as much. AliExpress, all this is certainly sticking to heavens. Why do you turn a blind eye? Do you get a share of the cheats' profits? I would like to thank AliExpress for making our lives more eventful and comfortable. Honest sellers help us to customize our home environment at a reasonable price, while cheats as a side effect of their efforts tend to make us slightly smarter at the price, which after some reflection also turns out to be quite reasonable. Let's hope the latter will be able to smuggle all of their hard-earned cash to some specialized department of hell for online scammers, for them to be able to bribe authorities to be allowed to enjoy their afterlife in the coolest place possible. After all, they wanted to be so damned cool in their wasted busy lives.